representative of PEN America, a 100-year-old literature and human rights nonprofit focused on promoting free expression and combating censorship. Many thanks to the organizers of today's event for letting me get back up on my soapbox. In times like these, there are few things more important than these visual reminders of the community we all take part in, and the support shared between all of us who love New College enough to keep fighting for it, non-stop for 10 grueling months. For me, being at New College has been such a valuable experience that even after my time as a student came to an end, I knew I still wanted to be here to continue to fight to save it. PEN America is a free expression nonprofit. So at Penn, we believe that education should not teach a single view of the world, but should promote open inquiry, independent research, and a true marketplace of ideas, where all ideas are debated and discussed. That's the spirit of New College, a place of learning, of ideas, of community. It's a precious thing, possibly the only affordable academic resource like it in the state. But the New College we love has been under siege from outside forces who do not value the marketplace of ideas. Their goal is to turn this into a place of indoctrination, a place where free expression goes to die. And speaking of which, today, the Board of Trustees will be selecting New College's permanent president. And I'm sure that many of us are preoccupied right now with the idea of leadership, what it means to lead New College through all of this. Our current leadership and one of the finalists for the position, Richard Corcoran, provides one example. His presidential forum was about 2 weeks ago, his big opportunity to appeal to the students and faculty of his campus. Those of you who were there or who watched know that instead, when he was asked during the faculty forum about which aspects of New College he aims to preserve, he chose to answer by talking about how New College had been circling the drain before he arrived, and claimed that the college lacked real leadership. During the student forum, he was asked how he would pitch New College to a prospective student, what he thinks makes New College special. He talked about the value of a liberal arts education. You can go back and listen to that live stream. He doesn't actually talk specifically about New College or what he likes about it. He's been the interim president since February, but when asked by our students and faculty what about New College he finds valuable, why people should care about this institution, he didn't have an answer, and instead only spoke poorly of it. What does it mean to be a leader who can't find anything positive to say about the institution or the people that he is leading? Just yesterday, New College's Vice President of Communications and Marketing was fired after only holding his position for 2 months. He told reporters at Florida Politics that when he tried to convince administration to better promote unity on campus, he was allegedly met with the response, quote, "I don't care about unity on campus." What does it mean to be a leader with no interest in preserving the community he has come into, who is more devoted to silencing his critics than generating goodwill? Thinking of leadership brings me to institutional autonomy, the idea that a university, in order to ensure the freedom of expression for its students, faculty, and staff, should ultimately be self-governing. That the faculty and staff who make the college function, teach the classes, manage the campus, work with students, they should be the primary stakeholders for things like changes to the curriculum or course offerings, what resources go where. The Board of Trustees has a key role to play in shaping the college, but it should do so with the best interests of the school in mind, with the trust of its constituents, not to carry out the will of the legislature or to impose an ideological agenda. When institutional autonomy is in place and there is limited influence from political actors, universities operate as bastions of free expression. No legislative agenda shaping the school means that faculty are free to teach, and students are free to push back, question, come to their own conclusions, and engage in the educations they paid for without the state stepping in. So what does it mean to have leadership that does the exact opposite? To have a president, a board, and an administrative staff that holds the positions they do, not because of their ties to the community, not because they all have experience in leading liberal arts institutions, but to carry out a specific ideological agenda. You get people who don't care about preservation, who don't care about the mission, students, or faculty that they've inherited, because these things were never the priority to begin with. Instead, the priority is to cast out the students and faculty that do not fit a particular conservative model and to replace them with those that do. This summer, one trustee revealed in an interview with the New York Times that the newfound emphasis on athletics and the abolishment of the gender studies program have one common goal in mind: to reduce the numbers of queer, transgender, and women students at New College and supplement them with predominantly male and predominantly conservative student athletes, coached by and large by people with backgrounds at private Christian institutions. And to be clear, I welcome New College's freshman class. None of this is their fault, and I hope that they get to enjoy the benefits of the college I have. But the fact is that an intentional goal of the college leadership is to make New College, which was once a safe haven for students like me, into a place where we could never thrive. We know that New College deserves better leadership, one that can justify creating opportunities for new kinds of students without discriminating against others, one without such a transparent political agenda, one that hasn't become shockingly comfortable with sending students the message that they are not wanted here. A leadership that truly values free expression and diverse opinions wouldn't just claim to do so, it would show it with its actions. Banning programs because leaders personally disagree with the material, firing faculty for sharing their opinions on public platforms, intimidating students into silence. These are not the hallmarks of a free institution. But no institution is defined solely by its leadership. And if you ask me, the real heart of New College is right here on Z Green and on the steps of Ham. The students, and especially the queer, transgender, and women students of New College, the one that this leadership seeks to replace, they deserve the same academically rich education that their alumni counterparts got to enjoy. And they deserve to be their most authentic selves without fear of retaliation or exclusion. So my message to students here today is this: do not be afraid. Don't be afraid of a leadership that is afraid of you. Don't be afraid to use your voice to speak truth to power, and most importantly, don't be afraid to be who you are. You have a community larger than you know of people working to protect free expression at New College and preserve this place that we all call home. Thank you.